Hey everybody, I'm Nick Gismondi for NARCh.com. Let's take a look back and see what happened this weekend in the NARCh Regional Weekend Report. This weekend, the NARCh Regional Qualifier took place at Dream Sports Center in Apex, North Carolina. 29 teams competed in 64 games. The facility was rocking, while we were witness to some dramatic finishes. Here's how the divisions played out. 6 teams battled it out in the Mite division. The Dream Sports Dragons and Team Carolina 2000 would go undefeated until they would meet each other for the AA championship. The Dragons came ready to play in this one, in control from start to finish. Team Carolina is very talented, but they couldn't contain number 88 Andrew Bettner, who had 4 goals in the final, as the Dragons won by a margin of 8-1. The Mite A division matched up 2 teams that tied in the prelims, the Speed and the Columbia Cyclones. The Cyclones had a thin roster, and the deeper Speed took advantage, pressing the pace of play and controlling possession. Number 87 Alex Strawn had a hat-trick, and the Speed was in cruise control in this one, winning 9-4. We also had a 6-team squirt division that saw only one team get through their first 3 games undefeated, and that was Team Carolina. Team Snogard ran into a speed bump with a tie against, you guessed it, the Speed. Even with that, it would be Snogard and Team Carolina in the Squirt AA finale. Snogard got out to the early lead, up 3-2 at the half. TC owned the second half, though, outscoring Snogard 4-1. Number 20, Colby Peterson, had a big game with 4 goals, and Team Carolina won 7-3. Snogard is Dragons backwards, in case you were wondering. The Single A title game would match up Speed and Dream Sports Dragons White. They faced off against each other in the first game of the tourney, and it ended in a tie. This one would also come down to the wire. Ryan Shearer scored with just 3 minutes remaining for the Dragons to tie it. He had the hot hand and also found the back of the net with just 36 seconds left for the game winner on a nice pass from Buddy Barrett. The Pee Wee division was our largest for the weekend, with 8 teams competing. After the preliminary round, the top division semi-finals included Team Carolina 96 squaring off against the talented Dream Sports Dragons Red Squirt team playing up, and Team Playmaker vs. Revision Revolution. Team Carolina handled the Dragons, and it took overtime for the Revolution to get past Team Playmaker. Bryce Peterson had 2 goals and an assist in the championship. Team Carolina defeated the Revision Revolution 5-3, going a perfect 5-0 in the tourney. In the Pee Wee A division, we had 2 great semis, as the Fusion and Nightmare 97s tied, and remained tied through the overtime. It took a shootout to settle, and the Fusion advanced. It's worth noting that both goalies were stellar in the shootout, and out of the 7 shooters, only 1 goal was scored. In the other semifinal, Nightmare White defeated the Speed in a close one 4-2. Garrett Patensky had a hat-trick in the championship for the Fusion, as they win the gold over Nightmare White by a final of 7-3. The Bantam saw 5 teams compete in round-robin format. Playmaker Money Shot defeated the Revolution to secure the 2nd seed and a rematch against Boat Angles, who handled them fairly easily in the round-robin. It would be a little closer championship, but Boat Angles would still be victors by a score of 7-3. For the young adults, we had a combo division to get some midget and junior teams qualified. In the semifinals, the Screaming Eagles gave Playmaker Black a bit of a scare, but Playmaker buried a couple of chances late and won 5-3. The Playmaker Red team defeated the Snipers in the other semi to set up an all-Playmaker championship. It was a clean game with no penalties. Trent Allen for Black and Zach Turco for Red exchanged hat-tricks, but the Playmaker Black team was a little older and more experienced. They took the gold by a final of 5-3. It was a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing most of the teams that competed at the NARCh Finals in July. That's going to do it for this weekend's recap. Next week, we're off to Hawaii and Pennsylvania. Stay tuned to NARCh.com for all the latest, as well as photos and videos. For the NARCh Regional Weekend Report, I'm Nick Gismondi.